Hello, 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 and welcome. Today in this video, I am going to share with you my 3 biggest regrets after losing
82 pounds.
while taking a GLP-1. And I'm going to tell you, somebody asked me if I had any regrets taking this medication, and I had to really think about it. I didn't come up with anything right away, but when I really thought about it, I took it from a different perspective. I thought, what would I do different? What would I do sooner? Is there anything I missed out on that I should have done? And I'm a big believer in you do what you can do. And at the time I started my GLP-1 journey, I did the best that I could. And I've been actually doing that all along. And I've been learning and growing on this GLP-1 journey as time has gone by. So let me just catch you up before we dive into my 3 biggest regrets. I've been taking Mounjaro, and my weight loss, it has been slow and steady. And I really feel like I had to kind of fight for every pound I lost. I don't feel like this was easy breezy, but I don't feel like it was extra hard. I feel like the GLP-1 has given me tools to help me deal with any of the struggles that I was having along the way. So let me just share my regrets. My first regret is not getting a DEXA scan sooner. So if you don't know, the DEXA scan is an x-ray. It scans your body and it tells you some great information about your body. You can get a DEXA scan that gives you your bone density, or you could get a scan that gives you your bone density information and your body composition information. So a DEXA scan is going to tell you your fat mass, your lean muscle mass. It's going to tell you your bone density. It's going to tell you the percentage of body fat and visceral fat you have. And so that's one of the things that attracted me to the DEXA scan, is knowing how much visceral fat I have. I know some people might be out there saying, I'm not going to pay for that. Well, personally, my scale is not as aligned with the DEXA scan as I would like it to be. But my DEXA Fit people told me to just use that as a benchmark. And that's what I've been doing. And it's worked out fine. It's not so far off where it's throwing anything off for me. So I will say the DEXA scan helped me realize how important lean muscle mass was, and not just losing that fat, but also maintaining and even gaining muscle. So that's going to be the challenge for me moving forward, is losing weight and maintaining or even gaining muscle mass and losing that visceral fat. I got my first DEXA scan in April of 2025. And I wish that I had gotten it in February of 2024 when I started, but I did not. And so I have that April one as a baseline, and then I was able to get a second one at the end of August. And so that gave me some goals to work on and let me know what I needed to do. So I'm going to tell you to get a DEXA scan before you start your journey. If you're listening to this and you're trying to decide whether you should even start a GLP-1 journey, I would say with the consultation of your doctor, start. But also start with that DEXA scan or an in-body scan, some kind of scan that's going to tell you your visceral fat. It's going to tell you your lean muscle mass. I would start with that. And the DEXA scan is just what we know as the gold standard, top notch. This is not the Downsizing Divas terms. This is the medical community, athletes all call the DEXA scan the gold standard. So I would go with that. After you get that DEXA scan, I would get a DEXA scan every 3 to 6 months while you're on your journey. Now, you might be saying, I'm just going to get the one to know where I'm at. Well, I would say you have to at least get 2 or 3 so you can know, especially if you're on a weight loss journey, so you can know as you're losing, are you losing fat? Or are you losing muscle? Are you gaining that muscle? Are you losing the visceral fat? So that's why you're going to have more than one DEXA scan. But if you just can only afford one, only interested in getting one, knowledge is power. So I would say start with that one. But ideally, you want to get 2, 3, and really 3 to 6 months, or if you're on a weight loss journey like I am, just to know your numbers. I would use it to check your progress, how you're doing. And I'm going to repeat, this scan is going to help you with things that a scale will not be able to tell you. And if you have a great, smart scale, your scale is the smartest scale ever. It's giving you accurate information. If your scale lines up with the DEXA scan, then great. Stick with that. But if you're someone who doesn't trust that scale has let you down, like the scale has let me down, you're doing all the things sometimes and the scale is not moving or the scale is not as accurate as you want it to be, just get that DEXA scan. Why don't you want to go with the gold standard? You got to go with the gold standard. So that's one of the things that I wish I had done sooner. My second biggest regret is not eating enough protein. I mean, I can't say that enough. I'm not a protein girl. You guys know, if you've been following my journey, I love carbs. My doctor never sent me with marching orders about how much protein to eat. Actually, we have never even discussed it until I asked her how much protein I should be getting in. My doctor told me I should be getting 80 grams of protein, and I decided, because I'm doing strength training and I want to build muscle, that I wanted to get between 90 and 120, which she's okay with, but she said I just need 80. I am working on that. That is something that is a challenge or a struggle for me on this GLP-1 journey. And I'm doing a better job here lately. I did have to incorporate those protein shakes and protein bars to get it all in, but that's better than not doing it at all. And one of the things that was kind of a red flag for me about this protein, first of all, I lost a couple of pounds of muscle when I went back to get my second DEXA scan. But before that, my hair was starting to thin. And I said, no. I do not want to have my hair thin out any more than it needs to. I'm 53, and we know as we age and we get into those menopausal years that, you're going to have some hair thinning. And so I don't want to help it along. I want to do whatever I can to slow that process down or stop it altogether. So when I saw I had more hair than I wanted to have in my brush, I said, oh no, I will be eating that protein. And so I've done better. I have done better. So get that protein in. That protein is going to help you build muscle. So let me give you some quick protein tips. Start your day with protein, some eggs, Greek yogurt, protein shakes. I know people drink, they make coffee and put protein in their coffee. Whatever you need to do to boost that protein in the morning, that is going to be great to start your day with protein. Again, 80 to 120 grams of protein. And I would say talk to your doctor and make sure you're getting the right amount for your body size, because everyone is different, and it really is based on your size and how active you are and what types of exercises you are doing. Prioritize that protein at every meal. Eat the protein first, even if it's just a few bites, eat the protein first. Use a tracker to track how much protein you're getting in. I told you guys I use the PEP app. So if you are interested in that, download that PEP app and join me on tracking my macros. So I just want you to remember, we're trying to preserve muscle here, gain muscle. We're not trying to lose muscle. So protein is going to be key. And shall I say, we're trying to keep our hair fabulous. So eat that protein. Number 3, my third regret is not starting on this GLP-1 sooner. I mean, I wish I was on this GLP-1 a lot sooner than I was. I hear some people talking about they've been on this, GLP-1 since like 2003. What was I doing in 2003? Struggling. I was struggling. I knew nothing about this. And I had a doctor who seemed relatively young, but she retired I don't want to say she retired. She stopped working for the hospital and she became a concierge. It's a more customized approach to working with your patients. And actually, I'm learning a lot of doctors are into that now. But at the time when she did it, I had never heard of it. And so I thought, geez, Louise, why did she leave? In hindsight, things happen for a reason. I'm glad she did, because I don't know that she would have introduced me to a GLP-1 as soon as this new doctor I had did. So I have no way of knowing that, but something tells me that she probably wouldn't have introduced me as soon. So who knows, but I am just glad that things happened as they did. I was introduced to the GLP-1 by my current doctor. So if you are out there and you are trying to decide, should I do it? Should I not? I'm going to tell you, learn as much as you can learn. Research. Talk to your doc. The sooner, the better, because I think once you start feeling that inflammation gone, even if you don't lose weight, you're going to start feeling those changes in your body in a good way. And you're going to think, why didn't I start this journey sooner? Why? Say, if you're on the fence, talk to your doctor. Do not let the shame of being on a GLP-1 hold you back. Educate yourself. educate yourself. Please educate yourself. These GLP-1s reduce inflammation. They control your blood sugar. For some, they can even prevent and reduce heart-related issues and risk. So there's a whole lot out there, a whole lot of information about how great the GLP-1 is for your body. And so I would read up on that, talk to your doctor, and get started. Get started. So, and I want you to shift that mindset. Give yourself permission to just start. Start where you are. When you start, it means that you are taking care of yourself, right? You're taking care of yourself. You're not taking an easy way out. You're not doing something that is so taboo that you should be ashamed of it. You have made a decision to take care of yourself. And I tell anybody the difference, people see like things I'm doing and people will see like, oh my gosh, you're this or you're that. And no, you know what I am? I am someone who takes action, right? I take action. I decide I want to do something and I do it. And that is the difference between you and somebody else who's looking on the sidelines with this GLP-1 and thinking about it and haven't done it. Meanwhile, somebody who has done it has lost 20 pounds already. And I don't know how long it's taken them, but they're still 20 pounds ahead of you who has not decided to start. So I would start where you are. I tell anybody that, I've always said that. Start where you are. Knowledge is power. And that's what it is. Those are my 3 regrets about this GLP-1 journey. I'm going to give you a bonus here. If I could do this all over again, I would just start with the focus off the scale. I would put my focus more on building muscle, chiseling down that visceral fat, and just all my numbers, just from the inside out, not necessarily the scale. And so if I had a chance to do it over again, I think that's what I would do different. I don't think you know that because it's all about losing weight. And people say, well, your lab gets better, your lab works well. Yes, that does. And a lot of times that's because the weight came off, right? So I think there's nothing wrong that we focus so much on the scale. But I think at some point, I want to encourage people to shift that focus, right? And shift that focus to not so much on the scale. And eventually you're going to be seeing me do the same thing. I'm going to shift my focus from the scale to something else more meaningful. I'm going to be focusing on my health from the inside out. And I will say, I'm going to get to that 100 pounds before I do anything. My goal is to be 100 pounds down. So come and join the Downsizing Diva and support me on my journey, and I would love to support you. So I want you to let me know in the comments, is there something you regret about your GLP-1 weight loss journey? If you're not on the GLP-1 and you're on any weight loss journey, what's a regret that you're having or you've had on that journey? Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel, share it out, give it a like. I want you to know before we leave that I am live 3 times a week. Come and interact with the Downsizing Diva community. And I'm live on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm live on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'm live on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I have a stand store. I have some freebies in that stand store. I have some, great tips and guides and tools to help support you on your GLP-1 journey. So check it out. I have a link in the description. Before I leave, I want to tell you what I am wearing is a non-scale victory for me, because to wear white on a video and to wear polka dots, I would never have done that before. I would be thinking polka dots make me look too big. And so I am spreading my wings, and fly away. So I'm spreading my wings, I'm just wearing it. I'm wearing it. Hopefully I'm wearing it well. Like the bird said, you wear it well. So, I'm just spreading my wings on this GLP-1 journey. I just wanted to celebrate this non-scale victory with you before I sign off on this video. So thank you for hanging in there with me. I want you to take great care of yourself. And remember, slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit. Downside.